Check this out for bots and speed hackers. See if I can catch Ella doing it again. She doesn't do it that often, but sometimes she'll actually whiz around all over the map. Right, see that? What Ella's doing. Now she's just jumped up, dropping down. Oh, better move. Give me a sec, I want to catch her speed bot on my phone record. Obviously she's using it to try to reach higher, like really high from the ground, to try like knock me off the bird. I get low enough so I can see her, and then see where she can actually go jump straight up for all the way to the top, over to here, back over to here instantly, and basically all over the map, because she's using a speed bot. I think she's turned it off now, so that's the best that I can do, because she's not going to use the speed bot for long. But that was definite speed bot activity I caught on there. Oh, hang on, that's normal speed at the moment. Let's see if we can catch her doing it again. That looks like it could be lag. No, now that's speed botting. Because if I go down, she's going to be right in that location but disappearing because the speed bot can't pick it up. There we go. There we go, there's the speed bot. Saw that then, I hope everybody saw that. Player called Last is using Ella's account, because obviously Last doesn't know that I already know about GameChi. If you've actually had a look at my videos, some of my old videos, I actually used GameChi in Power to the Hackers, which basically means you can increase the speed of the game, run around all over the game, stuff like that. I did it on a game called iRuiner Online. It was just before I left the game, and the developers know about it because I've been playing the game for years and whatnot, and I let them know I was dropping out the game and trying out some speed bot hacks and stuff like that, see what their security was like. And they did strengthen it up to the point where if you speed botted on the game, running all through the maps from like one end to the other, you'll basically get blocked for 2 weeks on iRuiner Online within 5 minutes. So 5 minutes of using a speed bot going through all the maps, they'll pick it up. So you have about really a 2 to 3 minute window if you're using a speed hack running through different maps. If you use it just spamming kills on mobs, they don't normally detect that because it's in one location. What it is, it's the security that iRuner's got is to detect like if a character is covering too much distance instead of the amount of kills or whatnot, or the timing of the skills. But yeah, now a lot of people are probably thinking, well, how is that person actually able to use GameChi on here? And the answer is actually quite simple. You can use an application, I'm not going to tell you what it's called, but it's available on Google Play, and it will allow you to hide applications. And the simple trick is to hide the hack. And then after you hide the hack, you run the game. When the game started, you minimize the game, unhide the hack, and then you activate it. And that's basically what this person's doing. Another way is to obviously modify the APK, well, the game data. So you install a modified application that can't detect GameChi on your device, and it would allow you to hack. And I've got all that information because I learned about all the different mobile hacks from when I used to play iRuner Online. There was a lot of hackers in this game. Well, in that game. In this game there isn't too many because when you get caught you do get banned. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'm going to upload it. Why does it just say LOL? I know that's the name of the hack. I'm not going to go into full details about it, but that's the name of the hack. He didn't try to deny it. He straight up knows exactly what I'm talking about. Which means there's a very damn good chance he's definitely got that on his phone. Because GameChi is what the speedbot's called. You get caught using that, you're gonna get banned. There was a player called Fearless, not the girl, there was actually a player called Fearless who was actually caught hacking. I think Yang caught him hacking and reported him and he got banned. So you are gonna get caught. If Snow checks your account and picks up any hacks being used on there, or identifies what you just did on the timing of your character as a hack, you're screwed. The person did do a little bit more before I started recording. But basically the player, as you could tell by the movement speeds of that character, could zoom from this side of the map over here all the way over to this side in seconds, then back to the middle, then straight up to the top. And it's just a simple case of, whilst running speedbots, using your jump skill which charges instantly when you're using it at ×5. I know that because you can use sprint on iRuner Online. Now sprint would only normally let you go to about not that fast. It's in between what this speed and this speed, so it's not quite that fast, but let's say it was about this speed, right? Say that was the normal speed of your gameplay, and the area of this square, right, for this map, right, multiply that by 1,000. That's about the length of all of the maps put together on iRuner Online. Now to play it in normal gameplay time would take you, if you was to say kill 10 mobs on every map, it would take you 2 days. If you were to run through them, it would take you between 2 to 3 hours on iRuner Online to go from one end of the map all the way to the end. In Speedbot, you can do it in 30 minutes. It's a 2-3 hour run. You can do it in 30 minutes. So I know the effect of using the speedbot and turning the number up to ×5 in this game would do a ×5, allowing you to do an instant charge, which would be like this, and then jump. Then you drop, jump over here, jump back here. And doing it all under the speedbot allows you to do everything instantly. Because there's no delay. There's no delay in what you're clicking. Not only that, you'll also notice when you use a speedbot, even on a laggy server, the lag tends to have no effect. I mean, when I was playing iRuner on times where it was extremely laggy, sometimes I would put the speed bot on just to be able to travel from one location to another, because during the lag, sometimes, especially on an old phone, you'd have difficulty moving your character, it would just keep pausing. You'd run the speed bot, you can move straight through, doesn't get touched by lag at all. So yeah, I love that. And yeah, hope it's nice and educational. It's not supposed to be teaching about how to do the speed bots and where to get them from or anything like that. And I'm not going to give that information out, obviously, other than what you've already seen in the video, which I had to say just to see if he'd know exactly what I was talking about, to confirm whether he even knows about it. He definitely knows about it, and obviously knowing about it doesn't mean he has it, but his reaction to it did seem like, oh shit, he knows what I'm doing. I mean, he didn't straight up deny it, he didn't act confused, he didn't change subject, it was just lol. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so we'll end this video here, and oh yeah, my name's changed. That's because I gave up playing as a peace player. Turn this down. I gave up playing as a peace player. You see, I have a player called Draco, who's basically been... not Draco. Yeah, it is Draco. I'll show you some screenshots in a video later. On another video sometime if you like. But this player's been sending a lot of troll stuff to me. This is just some stuff that's on here on the screen right now. But it all started like further up, and all the messages just disappeared. But whenever I try to defend myself against the Dragons Guild, not the one called Dragons, the rank 1 guild, Royal Dragons written in Chinese, I believe that's what they're called. Yeah, they would basically say that, oh, we're going to PK your guild members. Basically try to use them as a way to get at me. So I've decided to just completely abandon it all. Go back to my own guild, which is a troll guild that I set up in case a situation like this ever occurred. And go around trolling all their low minds. That's why I'm red, because I've been killing a few of them. They're not happy, but tough shit. You're going to have to put up with this for 2 years. It's going to be at least 2 years before I even consider playing as a peace player now. Not after the shit you've put me through for the last 2 years. I'm going pure PK. Because, hey, playing as a troll's fun, and you guys do, so why shouldn't I? I mean, you don't need to be in a guild to play as a troll. You know what I mean? As long as you're strong enough and there are people within that guild you can kill, you're all sorted. It's all gravy. You don't need to team up with them to do events, because you just upgrade your outs, spend some money on your outs, upgrade your outs. Bob's your uncle. You know what I mean? Team up with your outs, do your events. You don't need no fucker. So that's what I'm doing. I mean, I've already got a 1 mil out available for me that a friend of mine left me. A 600k. No, it's not 600, tell a lie. It's 538 at the moment. I'll be leveling up to 640. And then I'll be working on a few more outs that I've got that are around 100k. Put some money on them, get them topped up to about 640 as quick as I can. That's where I really want to get them at a minimum price, so they're a minimum point, so that they're all covered for ad fees and stuff like that. And while I'm doing that, I'll be trolling with my main. So yeah, have fun. And if you're strong, if you want to take part in trolling all of the top guilds who troll other guilds, you can join me. But there are conditions. 1. Everything's done from safe zone. 2. You get a flying mount. Super important. I can help you out with that. That really isn't a problem. 3. You fly. Let them cry. Then you scour the map. Have a look for anybody who is in a guild that has no problem allowing their members to troll other guilds. So that'll be, I'll show you the guilds who will allow their members to do whatever the hell they want, and you can't do anything about them. I mean, if this guild has any players who wants to PK you, nothing you can do. If you defend yourself, they'll all attack you, because you're not allowed to defend yourself from anybody in that guild that's selected. Same rules apply to this guild. The other guilds, they will try to do something about it. Ryu is a touch and go one as well. They do allow trolling within their guild. At the moment, they're not attacking me, so I haven't got to go after them. The moment they start is a different story. But they do allow their members to bully and PK other players. I can't say they don't. They've done it many times in the past. Everybody knows that. So, yeah. Fearless used to try every now and again. Jen did sometimes used to let them PK, but then after a bit, when she experienced people coming after her guild, she changed her way of thinking and started like understanding that yes, it's just a game, but that type of stuff can affect people. And when they started becoming a little bit affected by it, they decided it's not nice and stopped doing it. And after that, whenever her members tried to PK somebody, I could tell her about it, and she would actually speak to her members and ask them to stop. And if they wouldn't stop, she'd remove them. This girl, they don't PK anyone. They generally don't. I don't think I've ever seen anybody complaining about them going around PKing. I could be wrong, but I've honestly never seen that. This one, never PK'd anyone. I'm just trying to think if I can actually think of... Honestly, I barely even see them use World Chat. These don't. They used to, but it's changed since Adam disappeared from the game. But yeah, so this one has never even seen in the game hardly. I mean, they've got players in the game, they play the game, but you don't see them on World Chat. You'll see them on in the game in events and stuff like that, but that's it. You don't see them going around PKing or really communicating that much at all. They just keep to themselves, you know what I mean? They don't cause problems, they don't bully, they don't harass. Same with this one, Peace Guild. This one, Peace Guild. This, don't even see them anymore. But they are Peace Guild. And the rest, they're all Peace Guilds. They don't cause problems with anybody in the game. The only ones that do at the moment, well, for me personally, it's Drags and Warriors. And Ryu's are 50-50. It's like, sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're not. Depends. If you're an enemy with someone they're enemy with, then they'll be nice to you. But if you're not, and you're not a high might or something like that, then they have no reason to be nice to you. So, yeah, that's a 50-50. So when it comes to Drags, Warriors, and Ryu, watch out. Because I can't say in clear conscience that Ryu isn't going to go around bullying people, because I know there are players in that guild that will. They will attack somebody if they don't like them, which is bullying. If you don't like somebody, that doesn't grant you the right to go around picking on them on a game. The game allows you to, but is it morally the nicest thing to do? Is it the right thing to do? I mean, your hand will literally allow you to pull a trigger on a gun and kill anybody you want. But does that make it okay? The answer to that is no. There are laws for a reason. And it's the same sort of thing in the game. But they don't realise that. They don't realise that it's actual players behind these characters. And when you bully them and you troll them and you PK them and all that, you can actually affect their mind, their mental state, their sanity. And yeah, I am no longer a peace player. They've turned me to a full-on PK. And I will jump into my troll guild. Of course, I used to be a troll before I actually became a peace player. Something bad happened with somebody that I used to troll on a game. And that's the reason I became a peace player. That started when... Let me think. It was during Iruna. Back when I made the... that troll, what was his name now? Said Zambi. I don't know what guild he came from, but this is after a player called KTP left Iruna. A player called Zambi emerged, and he used to go around scamming people. I was still on the edge between switching over between being a troll that I had been prior to that, or playing as a peace player. And this player had emerged, and he was going around scamming people. So what he'd do on this particular game called Iruna is you have direct trade system, and you could click on a player and trade something, and people would go to towns and they would advertise that they've got something for sale, and if you wanted them, you'd just trade it. So you'll click trades, well, send them a trade invite, they'd accept, you'll show them the item, they'll show you what they're going to exchange, and then they click OK and you click OK and the item swaps. Well, what this Zambi would do is he would get, say, a really rare item, and then he would get a cheap item that looks like the rare item, and then he'll put the rare item in trade, and then after the person's clicked accept, instead of him accepting, he'll pull the item out, and they'll say what happened, and he'll say something like, oh sorry, click the wrong button, send again. And because they've already checked it, that when they see the item going up with the exact same picture icon, they'll automatically think it's the same item. So only this time, when he sends the invite, he won't put the rare item up, he'll put the cheap item up, then click OK, and you've ended up paying like 200-300k for something that ain't even worth 30 spinner. Spinner is the Iruna's currency. So yeah, this conversation's gone on a little bit long enough. So yeah, basically what happened is me, what was her name? Ashata, and Nico Mata, Jen, not Jen from this game that I play, another player called JENN, and a few other players. Basically what we did is we went around trolling him on every single map every day. Whenever he tried to sell anything, we'd expose him as a troll and make sure everybody knew what he was doing, and every time he tried to troll somebody, we'd be there to stop him. And eventually, it took about 2 or 3 weeks, but he returned all the stuff that he'd trolled and left the game. Not long after, I did find out that he actually killed himself. That's why I switched over to being a peace player. A lot of players respected me for, like, helping against the troll, and I started playing as a nice player. Came over to this, well, played other games after that, came over to this one, tried to play as a nice player, but the community is extremely horrible. So the only way you can really enjoy this game is either by playing as a troll, joining a troll guild and helping trolls. That's the only way you can do it. Or by doing it my way, being strong, which is what I already am at the moment, and I can continue to spend money and make my character even stronger. I can use my outs to do any event I want. So I don't need to team up with other players. I can spend as much money as I want on my main character and on my outs, and they can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? That's not hacking. That's just being a very determined gamer. And that's what I am. I'm a hardcore gamer. If they don't like it, that's their problem. Nobody's stopping them from grabbing a few different phones and running multiple different characters. You know what I mean? There's nothing stopping you from doing that. I mean, right now I've got this character on here, and on my what's it called now? My S8, and on my S5 that used to be laggy as hell, that I made these videos on, I've got QAMI that I'm actually doing some quests right now on Gun. It stopped doing a weekly quest because I haven't done that this week. Right, so I'm doing QAMI's weekly quest on yeah, it's doing it on my S5. So yeah, you don't need to be under the mercy of these bully trolls. Instead, I'll play as a troll and I'll troll the trolls. What are they gonna do? You come after my guild, it's just me, and me. And the moment I can't join my guild, you'll know what I mean by my guild in a few seconds, because I'm in cooldown for 20 hours. But my guild is this one. Of course, it's my elk that's leader, because the only players in that guild that are active are mine. Every other player is disactive. That being the case, it's been a long dead guild because I only created it for trolling. And that being the case, it's still rank 18. It's got what? 5 mil might in total in that guild. Just from my outs and players that have left the game. That's pretty good, that is. Considering I haven't been a part of that guild for nearly a year. Anyways, we'll end this and yeah, have a good day. This video is just really about watching out for hackers. But yeah, the worst guilds in this game at the moment are rank 1 and rank 2. They're the ones who made the rank 3 guild, which was a pretty decent guild. They made their leader disappear from the game, who was called Jen, or Jenny. So yeah, she's gone. Somebody else is heading to Pattern to take over, and they're struggling at the moment because these two guilds don't like any sort of competition. Warriors playing a very dangerous game though with Smart, because what Smart's doing as well, and I'll make a video to actually show this because I've actually got all the screenshots to prove it, is Smart is called Peace, as everybody already knows anyways, with both rank 1 and rank 2 guilds, well, not rank 2, I think it's rank 4 guild, with both Warriors, this guild here, the guild that owns this base, is called Peace with this guild, rank 1, also known as Royal Dragons, and another guild called Reunited, which is a guild where only select players can join, select strong high might players. So they won't allow random players into it. Rank 5. So all the players in here are like 2 mil plus. So they've got all the players like, let's see. They used to have Tack, but he's disappeared. They said he was banned, but turns out he probably isn't. They've got, she's in Warriors. They've got him at the moment, Night Owl. He's banned. They've got him. He's in Drags, which is rank 1, by the way. Oh, and Ryu's got that one as well. So all those, the players that I said they got him, that's what Ryu's got. And him, that person there, and that person. Oh, they've got that one as well. That one. That one. That one, I think. Yeah, that one and that one. And that one. And that one. That's all the players that Ryu's got. And basically the game that Warriors is playing right now is, well, they want to get stronger, obviously. Every guild does. So they're playing a little crafty game. And the game they're playing, I shouldn't say it, but why not? I couldn't give a fuck about them. Basically, Warriors want Drags and Ryu to have an endless fight. You know what I mean? Because if one of them falls, next in line will be either to stay with truce with Warriors and share bases, or fight Warriors. Warriors don't want that. They want to grow, and they won't attack those two guilds, not on their own. They will only attack the rank 1 guild that they don't like, even though they've allowed a peace because they've asked Yan to leave and join Ryu so that they can hunt rank 1. Yeah, basically the objective is Warriors goes after every guild below them and all the other players below them. I was one of the ones they tried to target, while Drags and Ryu have an endless fight. At the same time, I got constant messages from different players, which I can show on screenshots, from Warriors demanding me not to help Ryu versus Warriors. They don't want anybody helping Warriors. I mean, not Warriors, Ryu at all, to beat the Drags, because they don't want Drags to lose. They want Drags to still be in there, keep the fight going. Because if Drags lose, Ryu can then start collecting what's it called, conquest rewards. It also means, as Warriors is clearly aware of, Ryu will beat Warriors in World Tour. So what Warriors want is they want them two to have a continuous fight. Not them two, that's the same girl. They want Warriors and Ryu to have a continuous fight. Not Warriors and Ryu, I'm getting tongue-tied. Dragons, rank 1 guild, these ones, and Ryu to have a continuous fight while Warriors grow, claiming these rewards. XA, these, and a few other stuff that they can get from owning this base. Now, while Drags try to occupy both of these to get these and these, as well as these and these, for every conquest event, only Dragons and Warriors will be able to grow from this event. Ryu can't. They're not getting any bases at the moment. So while Ryu becomes weaker and weaker, the Dragons Guild and the Warriors Guild will be continuing to make a steady growth as free to play. If they spend money on it, they'll grow even faster, obviously. Obviously, Ryu members will try to top up to counteract the difference in might because of the growth of these guilds. This will lead to, eventually, Dragons and Warriors being the two top guilds. And what this means then is both Warriors and Ryu can go after the Drags together before Smart sets his attention towards Ryu. What it'll be is Smart will work with Ryu to take out the Drags because Ryu doesn't have the numbers. They're not recruiting because Ryu doesn't trust anybody in the game. So they won't openly recruit random players. They never recruit. And because of that, they have really strong players but no numbers. So they get outnumbered by drags. Even though compared to Ryu, the drags aren't actually that strong. Quite a lot of their members are able to, well, especially Yan. Yan can tank all of the dragons on his own for a good 2 to 5 minutes. That's just him alone. So when he's got the whole guild there, they can do even better. If they had the numbers, they would easily be able to beat the drags, because the only player who can actually hold their own against Yan, who's in Ryu, is Chi, because of her Oct. Without that, there's too much of a power difference. Obviously, Ryu's now got this player, who now has also Oct level 9. I mean Eco 9, as well as all these other stuff maxed. So basically that player is like what Takeda was like. And as everybody knows, Takeda was a beast. And it's exactly the same setup by the looks of it. I'm going to just check. Now she's using Firm. I'm going Firm and Power Palm. It's exactly the same. She's just got it in a different order, but yeah, she's using the exact same combinations as, but by the looks of it, as what Takeda had. So that's Takeda's. What? She hasn't got the item that Takeda's got yet for the pendant. But I'll probably be able to get that either this week or next week through Throne. There again, she's got to go up against Chi. And she'll be extremely hard to beat. And Chi definitely, I doubt it anyway, so I don't think Chi would let her have a win to get that item. But yeah, she's in Warriors, the person whose name's selected. So yeah, the objective really is to grow Warriors. Doing a good job of it so far with her growing. And they've got her husband, Lowrider, who's also going to be growing at a really decent rate. See if I can find him on here. And that's her husband. But yeah, so the objective, right, is going to be, I'm getting tongue tied now. Warriors will grow, and while they're growing, they're just going to leave Dragons and Reunited to have an endless fight. They do not want either one of them to lose, because if they lose, it'll be harder for Warriors to try to take them over. Warriors isn't strong enough yet. So they want them to have an endless fight while Warriors grow. Once they've finished growing, they're ready to make a move and attack. Then they will help Reunited take out the Drags, because they do not like the Drags. They've allowed a peace so that Drags can't attack Warriors. So when they're ready, they'll help Ryu attack the Drags. After that, Ryu will have to choose to stay in their guild, and whether Smart will allow them to play peace or not really depends on what rewards he can get. As soon as Smart has got enough players in his guild to easily, or at least when he's strong enough to beat every player in Ryu, he'll take them out. He's already told me his intention of that, and I've got his screenshots on it, so I will put them on a video at some point. I can't do it right now, because if I close this game to show the bloody thing, it'll close the recording. Just make sure it's still recording, yes. If I minimise this, it'll end the recording, so I'll do it with Mobius and go through my screenshots to show you what I mean by the sneaky play, well, the dangerous play that he's actually making right now. But yeah, he's basically playing Reunited and Drags off it against each other, while at the same time telling anybody who helps the Drags, no, not helps the Drags, anybody who helps Ryu not to help Reunited, otherwise Warriors are going to hunt them. And if you try to defend yourself against Warriors, then Warriors will ask Reunited to help them hunt the players who they're trying to stop from helping Ryu against against Drags. That's the sort of sneaky play he plays. You know what I mean? I can verify this though. I've got it all screenshotted. A player called Leo actually saw the stuff that Draco was going on at about me. He saw me as well going up against the Drags. I was fighting them. And then after I fought them, we had a few arguments, me and the Drags, on World Chat. Yeah, and then Draco stepped in, started slacking me off and defending the Drags. And then after that, he started PMing me. In my next video, I'll show you the PM of him literally point blank demanding me not to help Reunited against the Drags. You know what I mean? And he's not the only one who's actually told me this. I've had Sashi, SHAI, telling me Ryu doesn't need my help, even though I've got screenshots of Ryu, well, some Ryu members saying thanks for the help. You know what I mean? Well, sorry, no more help. I'm going to be playing as a solo player, going after all my enemies. I can't help you, because if I do, well, Warriors won't be happy. I don't care anyways, because I'm going to be hunting Warriors, because they tried to attack me and the guilds that I was in. So I'm going to go solo play and hunt them back. Next time, in 2 years from now, when I decide I want to play peace, you might want to agree, because I just play troll for play as a troll for the rest of my time playing this game, if that's the only option to me, because I do actually find being a troll fun. It is just a game. And as you guys like to point out, it's a PK game. If you don't like it, you shouldn't be playing it. So I'm going to live by that model. Anyways, why am I saying model? Take model. Whatever, I'm too sleepy. It's 10 o'clock in the morning right now. I haven't slept. I've been on all day yesterday, all through the night. And I'm going to go and get some sleep, because my brain is fried. So thank you for watching. Have a good day.